What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Bruja Africana, coming to y'all with a tarot reading. This here reading is going to be over Aunt Wendy, y'all. This is Wendy Williams's karma, I believe. You all know that she has this documentary out about what she has going on, and she's claiming to be broke and all of these things. But I want to point out a few things. Wendy used to sit her purse on the floor, and people used to tell her to stop sitting her purse on the floor, and her retort would always be, "Oh, I don't believe in any of that spiritual voodoo hoodoo stuff, and that's nonsense, da 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 da." And it's ironic that she's not a believer in voodoo hoodoo or any type of spirituality, because that is exactly what is going on with Wendy. To those of you who have asked the question, is Wendy underneath a spell, or is her family underneath the spell? Of course her family is. And before you get to the space of feeling sorry for Wendy, you must understand that this is her karma for a myriad of reasons. With the grandchildren card showing up, that is just the Wheel of Fortune card. That is her karma. That is her family being affected. That is Wendy being in the space of being very unlucky. And unfortunately, for the rest of her life, that is going to be what the state of her life is going to be, or that is going to be the quality of life that she has, because she put that energy out in the air. So before you feel sorry for Wendy, before you begin launching up prayers for her healing and all of that, I want you to keep in mind that Wendy did say that she doesn't believe in anything. So with the Wheel of Fortune card being in reverse, this is her karma for not having some type of spiritual grounding about herself. No, I didn't say she had to be religious, but she should have been smart enough to know that she should have been connected to some sort of source. Wendy was a demon running around here. I know she accomplished many things, but she made many, many bad choices in accomplishing. Why am I not pronouncing this word right? But accomplishing the things that she's done. Yes, she's done a lot of shit. But Wendy has chosen to be a horrible individual in getting to where she's gotten to. The choices that she's made, the choices that she's made, and the people she's chosen to align herself with is the reason why she is in the Mother of Knives or Queen of Swords position, and that is in a reverse position. I just didn't choose to reverse these cards, but this is why she's in a position of being hurt and all emotional, and in that woe is me space that she's in now, that crying and all of this, oh, I'm being used, and oh, I can't trust anybody. Well, Wendy, you put forward this energy in the first place. Is she emotionally hurt? Yes. Yes, you see the way her husband and his side chick drug her up and down these fucking tabloids. You see the way they took money from this woman. You see the way that people that Wendy once thought were her friends turned out to not be her friends. You see how everyone has turned on Wendy. But this is a path of her own doing, because Wendy, again, moved in ego. She is also not only the Queen of Swords, being represented by the Mother of Knives. She is the King of Swords, and she is the King of Swords in reverse. And that means that she used her ego to get exactly where it is that she went, or to touch the ceilings that she touched, or to break the barriers that she broke. She had no issue stepping on people's toes. Let's not pretend like we didn't watch Wendy judge people, mercilessly drag people, and just be an overall egregious human being on our TV or on the radio. If you're old enough to remember her being on the radio, Wendy made a living out of dragging people. And those that disagreed with her, she made sure she boxed them out too. So she can't be so surprised that people have changed up on her. Because look at her past. Here she is again being represented as the daughter of knives. That is the Queen of Swords, or the Mother of Knives daughter. That means that Wendy has always been an immature bitch, okay? Her approach to the way that she got to the heights that she reached, or the zenith of her career, if you will, was a very immature path. That mean girl approach that Wendy had going on. This is what her history has been. Again, go back to the interviews that she did, even with Nas's baby's mother, or Nas's daughter's mother, excuse me, or the interview she did with Whitney Houston, or the interview she did with Beyonce. Like, she has like a history of dragging people and being this cold-hearted, bitchy, mean person who looks down on people. So before you find it in your good spirit to feel sorry for Wendy, understand she did what she did to become the queen of ratchet ass media. Here she is as the mother of sticks, being the queen of wands. Yo, she did that shit. I'm not gonna take it from her. I'm not gonna pretend that Wendy did not make waves in the communication field. You know that wands represent communication, but her communication was flawed. As here is the nine of sticks, the nine of wands here present. Somebody got tired of her ass though in that situation. You know, somebody got tired of her slanderous lies with that five of knives and that eight of wands energy being present. This is her being slanderous in her approach on how she did people, how she presented people, how she addressed people, her respect level for people, her absolute disrespect for black women. But we're not going to get off into that right now. We're going to keep talking because Wendy decided to even run with lies on people, you know. Those of you again who are old enough to remember Wendy in her heyday, y'all know she started that fucking lie about Tupac being raped in jail. Wendy had no issue bringing hurt and drama with that five of sticks showing up. That's the five of wands, y'all. And the seven of knives is the seven of swords. Of course you knew that. But anyway, the daughter of Styx is the knight and king of wands' relatives. You know, this is all about communication and the lies and the drama that Wendy stirred up and had no problem stirring up. That seven of knives is saying, yo, she felt justified in the lies and shit that she was running with and stirring up. She felt like, well, there may be some truth in what I'm saying, so I'm just going to say anything anyway. And this has been her mantra. She has spoken ill shit over people. Again, here we are with the five of knives showing up again in the seven of knives and the eight of sticks. She's spoken slanderous shit over people. She has been paid to say things about people that she knew was not true. She didn't even think that there was a proximity to the truth, but because she based everything on being shock value, Wendy saw no issue with destroying people's families, destroying people's reputations, making up fucking lies on people, um, creating narratives that just were not there, even down to the way that she treated Omarosa. And I know that a lot of y'all don't like Omarosa, but even down to the disrespect that she showed Omarosa, Wendy is her own issue. The same venom that she spit on other people, it's being returned on to her because Wendy voluntarily was slanderous and evil towards people, at the behest mostly of her husband. See, it was a thing of whoever Kevin didn't like, Wendy didn't like. See, those of you who are expecting her to be a girl's girl, or, oh, Wendy would never do that, the things she was saying was factual. Actually, no, they weren't. That five of swords being present with that dime in the mouth, with those swords in the mouth, is indicative of Wendy doing anything for money and anything for status. So like I said, she was paid to slander people and to drag people through the mud and to treat people as if they didn't matter. The hurt that she caused with the lies that she spread didn't matter. She did a lot of this though at Kevin's behest, and Kevin would get into it with dudes and be like, go slander this person, or at least that's what I'm feeling, or the cards are reading, that she would go and do these things to people, tell lies on people. And even if she didn't agree with what she was saying, or she didn't totally believe what she was saying. She would still just say it just because not only did it make Kevin happy, but it made her some money. So when people were warning her, like, hey, look, with that 4 of baskets, that's rejection. Like, look, Wendy, you are like stepping on some people's toes emotionally. And Wendy refused to hear it. Like, the things that I'm not saying shouldn't offend you if they're not true. So she's basically like a high powered Tasha K type chick. She pigeonholed herself into these things that she's going through on her own, basically because of the things that she spoke. We actively speak spells over ourselves unknowingly every day. And being that Wendy does not believe in anything, she believed she was untouchable, and she refused to listen when people told her you might need to fall back with all the talking shit about people, because them things can return unto you. She didn't believe it. She didn't care. She didn't stop. She might have slowed up just a little bit when things seemed to be a bit pressure on her, because Wendy can't handle pressure. Wendy don't do pressure too well. So she may have fallen back just a little bit, but then she came out even more slanderous with her lies when things began to go awry in her own life. So her lies became more slanderous. She began to not care about telling the truth. She like, fuck it. If things are going to go downhill for me, I'm going to take people with me and I'm going to say whatever the fuck I want to say. So then she began tearing people's families apart. She began, that shit about her with her and Method Man fucking around, her putting the man's wife out there on TV and releasing pictures of her while she was going through her cancer or whatever it was that she had going on. And Wendy did not care. Wendy made sure she spent the narrative to make sure it made her look like she was the one in balance and she was the one in control, and she was, what y'all call it, reading people and teaching them lessons with that Bishop C.H. Harmon card. That's just the Hierophant card. Wendy was presenting herself as being this all knowledgeable person, or the person who knew all of the tea. And she didn't want us to see none of hers, honey. She took every opportunity she could to hide her bullshit from the public, but she was sitting here judging everybody else. The Hierophant does offer judgment as well, y'all. There's somebody who thinks that they're better than you and they're looking low on you and speaking shit over you, if you will, with the Ace of Wands being present with the Two of Knives. But the Two of Knives showed us that she had some bullshit going on in her own family, because that's somebody that's battling with somebody that's close to them. And that's exactly what she was doing. So while she was trying to paint the narrative of, oh, things are totally fine at home and my husband this, y'all remember when she showed us her ring, that fucking big ass ring that she has on now, her middle finger. But she showed us that ring and tried to present like, ain't shit going on with me. I'm going to keep on reporting on what these other people got going on and dragging them for filth and doing whatever it is that I do, because this is how I make my money. That's the 9 of coins, though. But her 9 of coins is in reverse, because now she has to get into action, because she's not lying when she says that she's broke or them funds is running low. Now, I'm not saying that she's broke like got the shop at Walmart broke type, but she ain't the Wendy Williams that she once was, because whereas that she was saving some of her money or putting a little bit of aside, she was living beyond her means, even with all of the publication and endorsements and shit that Wendy Williams had going on. And as good as her damn show was doing, she still was wasting money and she wasn't good with money. So now she got to get up and get shit did, because she laid this trap for herself. And not only that, y'all, she got folk doing witch work on her. Oh, that's that moon card, that magician, and that high priestess. Not only does she got folk doing work on her, it's specifically a man and a woman. They're not working tandemly together, but these are two different people, or they represent a set of people, if you will, that Wendy has really crossed in her life. And these are the people that's doing that voodoo on her. So whereas that she didn't believe, she's getting struck by her own words. These two people are using, or this set of people are using whatever it was that Wendy said in her past to hex her. She's definitely underneath a spell, and not only is she under a spell, she's underneath a hell of a spell, because the 8 of Knives being present shows that she's trapped. Wendy is basically a zombie. And y'all know what is on bad. She's walking around here. She's basically a corpse waiting to drop. She's not going to be able to shake herself from up underneath whatever this curse is that they have put on her, because it's a justified curse. Whoever it is with the high priestess energy of the Miss Ida, this is an older woman. This is somebody that's around Wendy's age that Wendy stepped on her toes. You know, Wendy was a bit of a whore back in her days. So Wendy might have fucked on this woman's man. And then this man over here, I almost feel like his method man is doing work on her, because Wendy tried to destroy his relationship with his wife by putting that bullshit out about how she had screwed him and they was in the bathtub smoking weed together and she made him bathe before they fucked and some dumb shit, whatever Wendy said. She really tried to make him look bad. So like I said, I believe that's Method Man, but then again, it could not be. It could also be Kelvin putting work on her ass, because he was the closest one to her. It could be Kelvin and Sharina putting work on her. Hell, it could be Sharina's mother. But whomever it is putting the work on Wendy, they're succeeding, because they're changing Wendy's life in a negative way. Wendy has gone back to drug use and drinking. The success of the spell is spoken word. Here it is with the Six of Sticks being the Six of Wands. That's a success. Whomever the people are that's putting the work on her, they're succeeding, like I said, because Wendy has fallen back into her habits, if you will. Her vices have taken control of her. The Miss Robinson card is the devil card. These represent Wendy's vices. And as y'all saw on that documentary that she's there, like, Wendy is doing bad. Not only is she sick, she's a fucking drug addict. She's the very same thing that she set up and judged Whitney Houston for being. And she set up and who else? I can't even remember so many people she's drugged, y'all. She's done so many fucked up things to people and viciously eviscerated people verbally. This is why Wendy is going through this. This Seven of Baskets shows her still being delusional, thinking that she can come back from all of this, regardless to how many toes she stepped on, regardless to how terrible her life or living condition is right now. She feels like she can come back from this. And this is the delusion of her vices at work, y'all. Wendy does a lot of sitting around drinking and does a lot of sitting in water. She may sit in the bathtub a lot and drink. Or she may be sitting in a hot tub drinking. Like, she does a lot of drinking while she's sitting in the tub, and it's clouding her thoughts, and it's making her believe that everything is okay or everything will be okay, when in fact it's not. Wendy is fucking sick. Here she is sitting in the mother of coins position. She's in a position of laying down in rest. Usually the mother of coins is the queen of coins, and Wendy is normally the queen of coins. But she's the queen of coins in reverse now. Because I told you, not only had she lived beyond her means, she's crossed and burned so many bridges that she does not have any allies. She doesn't even want to listen to the medical advice that she's being given, that she needs to take it easy and that she needs to not be in hospice, but she really needs to have a nurse taking care of her old sick ass. But she does not believe that she needs this. Wendy absolutely seems to believe that that's too much money to spend. And it's not that she's watching her pennies because she's learned a lesson. It's a thing of she's got other shit to spend money on that she wants to continue to spend money on. So she'll continue to self-medicate. There's not going to be a situation where she will enter into drug rehab because she feels like that'll hurt her image. She's underneath the Nine of Swords energy, which is the Nine of Knives being represented here. She's underneath the energy of believing that her image could be sullied. Like, she doesn't believe that her public breakdowns and people seeing her in this crypt keeper looking state that she's in right now, she doesn't believe that this is damage to her image. She believes if she goes away and she becomes quiet, then that will damage her image, because people will run with the narratives that they have. And the majority of the narratives about Wendy Williams relapsing and being a mildly functioning drug addict are true. There's nothing that people are saying that is a lie about Wendy, and she knows it, which is why she's trying to avoid the burden of people knowing that she is sick. Y'all, I'm not going to tell you no lies. When I saw the Ten of Wands and the Ten of Knives be present, Ten of Sticks, Ten of Wands, 10 of Knives, 10 of Swords, same thing. It gave the energy to me that Wendy's not going to recover health-wise from whatever it is that she's going through. She's not going to recover from this addiction. She's not going to recover from the lymphedema, whatever it is that she has going on internally. Like, she really, really needs to go and see an endocrinologist or stay up under the care of one, because Wendy is very ill, y'all. She's not letting it be seen, heard, or known. She's letting us see enough of what she wants us to see. But this woman is sick, y'all, okay? And the fact that she is this sick and still this delusional when she is in the Four of Knives stance. And the Four of Knives is the Four of Swords. Those that are good readers that may read a little bit like me, y'all know where I'm going with this. The fact that Wendy is still in this state of delusion and still, dare I say, still operating out of low vibrational energy because she hasn't changed. The fact that she is this close to possibly dying from either an overdose or the illnesses that she has present or a combination of both is wild. See, while Wendy is sick, she's still walking around here with these issues of who she's going to set out and whose business she's going to put out. She still got that type of energy, y'all. She's still thinking about who she can throw under the bus before she does leave this earth. Wendy does have a fear of the unknown. Here we are again with the Four of Knives and the Six of Knives now being present. Now, again, as a seasoned reader, you should see what I'm saying. Wendy does fear that she is going to die from whatever she has going on. And maybe she feels that, you know what? If I'm going to go out, I'm going to go out peacefully in the way that I want to go out. Wendy's afraid she's going to die from this shit too. She knows that she is at a state of where there's no return. She knows that she's at that stage where if you've ever dealt with addicts, that they are at that stage right before they OD and die. In my feelings, I'll put it like this. I feel like that's where we are with Wendy Williams. I feel like she made such fun of Whitney Houston's addiction that she's going to succumb from the very same thing. And again, before you feel sorry for Wendy, okay? These are all karmic situations that have to come to fruition because she laid the path for it. She laid the blueprint for it in the way that she treats other people. Here she is coming up with the ancestors card. Let me let y'all know something. Her ancestors are not protecting her, okay? I don't know how this woman became this unlucky. Maybe it's her disbelief, or maybe it's just that she's a dastardly fucking human being altogether. And I'm sorry if you're a fan of Wendy Williams, but Wendy Williams is a toxic person. And this is a prime example of why you cannot be toxic and vindictive and evil and do things to people and expect to live a good quality of life. She's not protected. She's afraid. She's afraid she's going to die and go to hell. That's what she's afraid of because she's done so many fucked up things to other people. You know, and not only that, she's worried about her relationship with her son being damaged as well because Wendy has done a lot of shit. And I don't know why things are blacking out, y'all, but Wendy is afraid that things are going to go from bad to worse. Not only is her relationship with her husband, Kelvin, over. That broke her heart totally into pieces. She's worried about a relationship with little Kevin, too. She's worried about whether or not he's seeing her as a drug addict or does he still see her as the strong mommy that she once was. And there's also some kind of weird-ass emotional insight with Wendy, not her son. It's almost a situation of she expects little Kevin to pick up where big Kevin left off. Since he's no longer the man of the family, you're supposed to be here to take care of me. And that's stunting that young man's growth as a man. Wendy chose to place herself in these positions. So the fact that she's expecting her son to feel sorry for her and cater to her and be there for her in her dying moments or her last days because she's his mom is fucked up. Not only that, she knows that Kevin, the marriage between her and Kelvin, embarrassed the entire social hell out of her. So now she does need to kind of hide behind her son because his father is gone. That's possibly the only person that loves Wendy truly and unconditionally. So what does she do? Make her son her makeshift boyfriend. She pours out a lot of her emotions on little Kevin's shoulder. She tells him about his father a lot. She talks about how their relationship was ruined, and she definitely reminds him don't ever treat a woman like that. But at the same time, Wendy's relationships that she's had with other people, and not to mention with women, has been completely toxic. Wendy has either befriended them and then embarrassed them, or she has used her relationship with the media to totally embarrass these people. So she has the right to be afraid of the relationships coming to an end and not being in her favor. She has the right to be afraid that that three of baskets, which is the three of cups, which came in reverse. She has the right to be afraid that there are no more celebratory situations coming for her because she did so much to damage other people. Now she's seeing it return on her. Now she's seeing it be in the situation of, I'm really alone out here. What happened to all of those people that were surrounding her? All of those friends that she said she had, those people that, she shunned the people in the industry. She talked bad about them. She made sure she kept them at bay. But what happened to that big circle she claimed that she had? Is it that Wendy was sitting with people that really didn't care about her all along? And the answer is yes. Wendy was taking care of everything. She was in these unbalanced relationships and situations where she was the big dog. I'm positive that Wendy led with the energy of, I'm the millionaire, I have the money, I can take care of everything. She gave that energy, although she tried to put it as though she was this down to earth person, or that she would, just sit with normal people. No, she wouldn't. Wendy absolutely surrounded herself around people that she thought she was better than. She made sure the power dynamic was so off in each relationship, including the relationship with Kelvin, which is why she married him, because she thought she was better than him and she could keep him. She could mold him into what she needed him to be, which is what she did with all of her friendships. Which is why now she doesn't know which way to go with her son. And her son is a little bit, feeling away in this situation because Wendy has pissed in all of everybody's Cheerios that she was once eating with. Lil Kevin is in a position of the Son of Knives, which is the King of Swords' son. He's in a position of kind of feeling away. He's growing into a man and he's growing resentful of his mother. He's in a situation of like, why do you not have the money to take care of yourself now? Why are you not in control of your money? Let me say that. Because little Kevin can't even go in and speak for his mother. He can't even be his mother's representative. So in that stance of the Son of Knives, you see he's outside of the house, or that's the bank. He can't go in. He can't go in and make anything happen for his mother or move his mother's money so that she can be helped because of the choices that Wendy has made. Here she is again with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, with the Ace of Sticks, which is the Ace of Wands in reverse, and the Eight of Baskets. This is someone leaving her life, honey. And since we were talking about her son, I believe eventually little Kevin is going to get to the point to where that he's going to walk away from Wendy too. That Ace of Wands being in reverse not only means that there are no opportunities present for her, or these last few interviews that she's doing is going to be her last stitch effort to grab some money or to open a road for her to grab some money. But what that's also saying is she speaks a little crazy to little Kevin. She says things to him in a capacity that she little boys him. And he's going to get tired of that and going to walk out of her life too. Because Wendy made these choices. And it's a conversation that she and her son, and it's a damn shame to be a grown-ass woman to have your kids checking you now. Her son has brought it to her attention like, yo, you made these choices. These are the things that you involved yourself in your world, and now I have to suffer from your choices. See, on the long term, Wendy is looking out for who's really going to be there for her now because she's burned too many fucking bridges. I keep telling y'all, you cannot be this type of person. You cannot choose to be a loudmouth, ignorant ass, I'll step on anybody's toes type person. Wendy is getting her karma. Wendy is learning. No, she's not learning a fucking lesson. That's also why the Two of Wands is in reverse. We back to the regular tarot cards now. She's back to the space of the fear of the unknown. Like I said, she's in that stance of that Queen of Swords. She's afraid. Wendy, as I said, knows that she possibly know that this shit that she done did, the way that she's lived her life and the things that she's done over the course of her life is about to catch up with her. She knows that there is a possibility that she is looking at the last year of her life, and I did say year. Because if you think she's going to make it to 70 years old, you are being delusional. Wendy is not even that delusional. She's hurt because she's like, damn, I wish I could go back and do some things differently because this is how this shit is going to end. This is how my life is going to end. I'm going to be sick and my money is going to be limited. You know, that's what she was talking about. She was talking so bad about Britney Spears. Talking about Britney Spears being underneath that conservatorship because she was so mentally fragile. Now, baby, look at you. Look at you and your Four of Coins and your Seven of Coins in reverse. Because you wasted so much money and you held so much money over folk head and pretended you were better for so long. Now look at you wearing the same shoes Britney Spears wearing, goddammit. And not only that, let's talk about the waste that Wendy does. The things that she, with her conservatorship, she's only getting so much money, I guess, per month or for every 3 months. I don't know. But she wastes a lot of that damn money. Here she is with the Seven of Coins in reverse, pouring money into some shit that's not going to work. Something that's not going to come to fruition. So while with that Five of Coins energy, while she was sitting there crying broke and talking about it can happen to me, it'll happen to you. No, don't accept that energy because Wendy placed herself in this situation. So you can't be haughty and ignorant and looking down on people and expect things to continue to go through for you. Wendy's in the space of losing. That Ten of Coins is in reverse as well, meaning that money that she once had, she no longer has. Like I said, a lot of it Kelvin took in the divorce. He's not getting any money now. But by that happening, it took a big chunk of money out of Wendy's savings. Keep in mind again that she was not saving any of her money. She was blowing money fast. She was big dogging out here looking down on people. Spending money on dumb shit that she shouldn't be spending money on just to make sure that she looks richer than the people that she surrounded herself with. And look at where it's got her now. Crying about the amount of money that she's able to touch because apparently somebody wants to make sure that when she dies, they get that money. Because it almost feels like her son won't even have access to it if she leaves the earth. And it is a complete abuse of power, y'all. Whoever it is that has control over her money, they are keeping it from her. Is it right? No. But Wendy blocked a lot of people's bags and stopped a lot of people's bags and with the things that she said and did. She had a lot of connections and she abused her power as well when she had money. That's why the Six and Four of Coins are present. When she had money, she did things and used her influence and money and power to stop someone's path or to throw some shit in somebody's path. So this is her karma. Now her money is being controlled by people that she doesn't even know. She may know their last name, she may know their work schedule, and that's a big maybe. But what she does know is that she is limited to a certain amount of money per month, and she can't do the things that she once could do. It may be also a thing of she was trying to stay in control of Kevin and Sharina as long as she had to pay that alimony, even with the plot and plan that she did and twisted up on them. And I'm glad she got over on them and stopped giving them money. But Wendy was not in the position of, I'm going to stop giving them money at a certain time. So don't get confused by that Six of Coins being present, meaning that she was in control. No, Wendy got sick. That's why she had to stop giving Kevin and Sharina money. Had she not gotten sick, she'd still be giving up money. She'd still feel like she was controlling Kevin some kind of way. In her heart, she probably made the statement, as long as I'm paying his alimony, he still belongs to me and I can control what it is that he does. So now that those opportunities to get money have changed, or let's say that the tables have turned and Wendy's money is being controlled, now she's sitting around sad and sobbing and looking for sympathy from the very same public that she sometimes, once upon a time, slandered herself. Sometimes when you meet or some people had met Wendy Williams in person and she wasn't the nicest person. I'm not saying the celebrities have to be, but Wendy is supposed to be a person and an orator, right? She's supposed to be a commentator, all of that type of shit. Not that she has to engage people all of the time, but she should have been a little bit more engaging. She should have been a little bit more engaging in the industry, because now her ace of coins is in reverse. She has no more opportunities present to redeem herself or to make things right. And not only that, she acknowledges that. She knows that work might be pretty much over for her with the Eight of Coins being in reverse. She may know now that nobody's willing to work with her. So what does she do? After saying that she does not believe in spirituality and none of that, she goes and she hires her a male witch, honey. And while I have nothing against male witches or warlocks or whatever you guys, ozos, whatever you want to call yourself, I have nothing against you, but this male witch that she's going to see is playing with her, okay? This is still connected to that 4 and 6 of coins, y'all. Wendy is wasting money and pouring money into this boy, this young male, maybe this guy is possibly Arab, or maybe this dude is mixed. But whoever he is, this is her reader, this is her witch, and she's wasting money with him. She's wasting money with him because he's only telling her what she wants to hear, telling her that, oh yes, Wendy, in 5 months, everything will be okay, and da-da-da-da. See, he's helping mislead Wendy with this bullshit delusion that she's got going on, that regardless, everything's going to be okay. Now, he did tell her that she was underneath a curse, but he told her she'll be able to just work her way from under it, and she will not. Wendy also got some advice from a female who does the arts and who is spiritual, but Wendy didn't believe her. Wendy didn't take what she was saying because that woman wasn't telling her what she wanted to hear. She was telling Wendy what she needed to hear and what she needed to do so that the rest of her life is smooth. But Wendy rejected her, baby, because she was beautiful. And Wendy has a problem with young, beautiful women. Wendy, in that 7 of Sticks stands in reverse, that's the 7 of Wands. She's giving up. She's giving up. She like, look, I'm not going to keep fighting. Or in the long run, let me say this. In the long run, she's going to give up. She knows that there's no return. Right now, I say for the next year or two, she may try to defend herself or defend the fact that she's not a crackhead, or defend the fact that she's not drinking and boozing it up every 15 minutes or however many times she's crying. She'll try to defend that. But she knows long term this is going nowhere. She knows long term because of the enemies that she's made. She's got too many ops out here. She knows that nobody's going to come to her aid. She knows that this is potentially the end for the big queen of radio, honey. The big queen of television, the big queen of talk, the big queen of gossip. That's the Sun card in reverse, honey. Wendy knows that her time is up. She knows that this is it. And while she knows that this is it, she knows that she may as well go on out with a damn bang. And that's what she's going to do. It's not going to give the way she thinks it's going to give. But she's going to give us a hell of a show before she departs this earth. And while I'm not speaking death over her, but Wendy has most certainly spoken death over some people. Some of those people are dead. And in the end, you reap what you sow. And that's exactly what Wendy is getting. Her karma. Don't feel sorry for her. Don't pray for her. Don't do none of that. Because if you start praying for her and doing that shit, you think you're assuming a position of absorbing what she has going on. Allow Wendy to fall on her own sword, ladies and gentlemen. And that is the end of this reading.